Hello everyone, it's Farket here. I've decided to narrate all the patch notes for the new updates. This is so you can listen to the patch notes instead of reading them. Also, you can play the game or do other things like the dishes or something like that while you get the information. So let's get started. Keynotes. This patch includes a 64-bit launcher. This will allow you to use as much RAM as your hardware allows, which should be especially helpful for players with large bases or those hosting games and running low on memory. A 32-bit EXE is also still included for players on 32-bit systems. The flare gun now has a new reload animation and sound effects, as well as aim down sights mode. A held flare has a new animation and sound effects, and flares will now visibly be sparked before lit. This has slowed the flare gun and using flares quite dramatically. The chainsaw sound effect has received a polish, including lowering the volume of the chainsaw. They've improved the textures on skinned animals, made some fixes to achievements that they have released in the last patch, and improved controller support. Animals now get bloody when you hit them, with the damage being location-based. This helps make it much clearer when you have actually shot one with an arrow or have partially injured one. They have also added the system to the stewardess and some of the dead hanging bodies in the world. There are a ton of new props around the cannibal villages and inside some of the beach huts. New buckets, bed mats, benches, plates, and chairs in an effort to make these locations feel more lived in. The in-game boss has had a pass at making it more difficult to fight, including being faster and attacking more often and with more variety of attacks, as well as being more aggressive in chasing down players attempting to keep their distance. In cooperative mode, the boss health will increase based on the amount of players in the room. In addition to these difficulty changes, the player will now respawn in the bed in front of the room, instead of making you transverse all the way back there if you die in this encounter. If you are running a dedicated server, you will need to restart your server with the latest version to be compatible with this patch release. As always, please continue to post your bug reports and feedback in the discussions area of the community hub. I will leave a link in the description for that. Version 0.65 changelog. In multiplayer, they have fixed the following: camcorder strap clipping to player's hand, sleep on yacht achievement for clients, building related tasks and achievements for clients. Translations. They have fixed the following: fixed the case of added to backpack dynamic text not translating, and they have updated the Finnish translation. In audio, they have fixed the missing sound effect when killing a held live rabbit. They have tuned the volume of the chainsaw. They have added gore footsteps to some of the gore assets in the endgame areas. They have added a reload sound to the flare gun. They have added sound to the new held flare ignite animation. In caves, they have fixed the holes in Cave 9. User interface. They fixed issues using the gamepad in the options menu. It can now be fully navigated and used, including sliders, use of right click, and remapping screen, use of triggers instead of right and left to click and edit and delete mappings. They have also fixed the dedicated server browser scroll bar mess and improved performances. They've sped up the scrolling in the game browser by 7. With animals, they have improved the skin textures on rabbits, lizards, deer, and crocodiles. They have fixed dead rabbits dropping from the hand using the wrong texture. Larger animal heads, such as sharks, crocodile, and deer, have collision, so players can no longer stand inside them. They have also increased the health on deer. With buildings, ghosts and building requirements have been updated for the raft and houseboat. It does not mention whether this is a large raft or the small raft. The ghosts have been updated for the small and large holders to match the finished log visuals. They have fixed some parts of the building system, still using legacy take action instead of the build action. With items, they have added a slight battery charge upsurge when equipping the plastic torch. It now equips and flashes for a split second before getting stashed in the inventory and showcasing that the battery is out of charge. They have fixed the walkie-talkie not equipping when out of plastic torch battery charge. Held flares now have a light flare animation as they are equipped. They have added herb health pickups to some of the cannibal village locations. New texture and animation additions. Animals now appear bloody when struck. They have added a new bucket, bench, wicker sleeping mat, and plates and bowl models to cannibal villages. Overhead smash attacks now produce blood sprays correctly when hitting an animal or an enemy. The dead flight attendant can now be hit with weapons and it can get bloody. They have decorated the beach house with new props and pickups. In multiplayer, they have fixed the sound effects syncing with the zipline and crane. In performance, they have added further memory optimization of some of the in-game animations and assets, and they have replaced the FXAA with a working version. This can be found in the settings. In the inventory, they've improved the snap to items in the inventory with a gamepad feature. It now targets a group of objects with same properties. This is so it goes through a pile of sticks in one click, but this still allows you to pick targeted items such as poison and fire arrows amongst the bundle, as well as decayed meats, etc. Bug fixes. Player will now drop from a climbing wall if the climbing axe is unequipped. They have fixed an asset bundle system's unloading dependencies before a bundle is out completely of use. Endgame scene will now attempt to load again if the initial load fails, which may occur if a hard drive is under heavy load. They have fixed an offset plant pickup and sheen icons on some plants. They have fixed the block animation getting stuck while interacting with the crane and other triggers. They have fixed player not taking armor damage from enemy stomp attacks. This refers to the cowman, I believe. They have fixed arrows not sticking into rabbits correctly when colliding with them. They have fixed issues with accuracy of the map revealing system. They have fixed stashing map, leaving it active in the hand. It is no longer possible to take damage before finishing loading and playing sequences, if playing at the start of the game. They have fixed the flintlock pistol, not properly returning to aim mode if the aim button was held down after firing. They have fixed player visibility not being affected by held flaming arrow light. The enemy can now notice you. The flare gun now has aim down sights mode and a reload animation. They have fixed standing fire doubling up after burning out or getting destroyed. And they have fixed player head intersecting with climbable walls. Texture and animation bug fixes. These don't affect the mechanics of the game, I believe. They have fixed the enemy textures sometimes turning black when killed in traps. They have fixed the plane axe, clipping through player hands. They have fixed the bird landing on hand, misaligned while holding the flintlock pistol or the flare gun. They have fixed regression in previous patch caused by optimization of the ocean system, leading to the ocean looking laggy while swimming. Optimization is now only effective while not swimming in the ocean. They have fixed ghost leaf shelters rendering over the book, and they have fixed the blood screen missing when hit with a stomp attack. This would be by the cowman. These are general fixes. Boss enemy in endgame section has been made overall more aggressive and more difficult to kill. Previously, stairs built in a circle would not be completed if you were standing in the circle, even if you did not intersect the stairs. They should now be buildable so long as you are not intersecting with the stairs. After dying in endgame while fighting the enemy boss, player now respawns next to the bed and has a wake up animation. They have changed the gamepad snap inventory feature to free by default. End boss health now scales with the amount of players currently in the game. This possibly contradicts what they have said before, as they said in the room at the time, so I'm curious to see what happens with this. They have revamped the cave exploration tasks. Instead of being based on visibility triggers, it is now based on revealed map areas, which should make cave exploration tasks clearer and the Spelunker achievement possible without cheats. I hope I pronounced the word Spelunker properly. In dedicated service, they've fixed the animal pool not getting cleaned up properly when leaving the game to title screen, leaving further runs with no visible animals when playing as the client. Exploring the hanging cave task is now made available when going through the main entrance instead of the hanging cutscene. Anyway, let me know what you think of this method. It was hard to translate a lot of the patch notes as they're written very technically, but I hope I did well. And if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers.